Okay, good morning to you. Welcome. It's Andy here and Talking Really, and you've probably already woken up to this news today. The election yesterday, the election voting, and the results last night, which is obviously meaning that we have a Labour government, which is not good news for those people who were thinking that we would get rid of Labour and Conservative, because they are the same party, really, to be honest with you. They have the same ideals. Both leaders are part of the World Economic Forum, the WEF, and that is a globalist organisation that wants to take over the world and control you. Basically, both Rishi and Starmer are aligned with their ideals, and they have already said about their policies.
Yes, I think our Prime Minister should have showed up at Davos. I absolutely do. And one of the things that's been, impressed on me since I've been here is the absence of the United Kingdom. And that's why it's really important that I'm here and that our Shadow Chancellor Rachel Reeves is here as a statement of intent that should there be a change of government, and I hope there will be.
But last night the voters came out, and apparently I heard that it was only a 50% poll, so only half of the people voted, which is quite shocking if that's true, because of the sentiment that I've heard around where I live. Nearly everybody said that they were going to vote for reform. They were not going to vote for Tories, and they were not going to vote for Labour. However, this morning we have Labour, and the disappointing news for the Reform Party is they only had 13 seats. They were predicted the other day to have 18 plus, and obviously Nigel Farage did say in a interview that the Labour would win. They were not ready for obviously domination of the system because of the way that voting works. So he was not shocked to realise that they would not win overall. However, there's loads of news stories, and one of them is it says that they were second place in 98 constituencies. So they were second place, which is pretty good achievement, really, considering they've only been around for a short time. And of course, it does put them in a good spot now to build and improve, and obviously we have to put up with Labour until something goes wrong, or until they call an election again, which will be in 5 years' time. So I thought we'd have a quick look at the news around the country from the various news outlets, and if you do a quick search, you'll see that the UK election since result 2024 gives you all of these different outlets. So you've got, some of them are rubbish, like Reuters, you wouldn't believe a word they say. But you've got FT, Financial Times, iNews, Independent News, CNN. Well, these are all mainstream media, so I wouldn't believe a word that they say. It does actually, go a long way. BBC there, Telegraph, all of these results. Interestingly, the Standard, Reform secures the first elected MPs, including Nigel Farage, on his eighth attempt. I don't know what reference that is to, but obviously he's been trying for a few years to get back into Parliament. He is now in as a representative of Clacton. So, good old Clacton. And of course the other one is Tice. He's also been elected as well. He won in Boston and Skegness. And obviously they beat the Conservatives to win. Lee Anderson, who was a defector from the Conservatives, he's won his seat in Ashfield, and he's now representing Reform. So there we go, that's the story there, which is in the Standard. Interestingly, this is the article that says they won 14% of the vote so far. Obviously this was not after everything's finished. But he has said that they've said there that they were at the 8th attempt, the 14% of the vote, and somewhere here it says, oh yes, there it is, the second place in astonishingly 98 constituencies. And despite Labour landslide, the vote share for Labour hovers around 34%. So they got 34, Reform got 14, Labour obviously got 400, and Reform got 13. So it doesn't really, if you're good at maths, you're better to work it out, but it does not work out how you think it will work out. And the Conservatives hold 24% of the vote share, and obviously the Liberal Democrats in 4th place with 12%. So, yeah, it really does not make sense. The election results here, election map. We have, is the, where's the map gone? Lost the map, where is the map gone? It doesn't really, I mean, there's a thing here referencing, if you remember I said about Jeremy Corbyn. He ran as an independent, and he kept his long-held seat in Islington. So he's an independent now in Parliament. The Labour share of voting from 2019 has fallen, whilst Reform, obviously, which did not exist in 2019, gained 10.7% vote of the vote share, and came second to Labour in many seats. I don't know what that means. What does a landslide mean? Because to be fair, all of the preempting stuff coming up in the previous week has been saying that neither Conservatives or Labour are going to do very well. So all of a sudden they've done a landslide and they've got 410 seats, which is way more than they did have. I mean, they've actually gained by 200 seats at least. Yeah, so it smacks of something. Of course, the big thing going on in social media is, you've got these memes going out saying, oh, the Reform people are bad losers because they're all shouting like fake, fraud and things like this, and we want to recount. Yeah, they're all sort of saying, well, why are Reform voters complaining? You know, because it is a fix anyway, but we can't prove it, although someday it may well come out. But I said that yesterday, I said that the other day, I said it's going to be a foregone conclusion that Reform are not going to win, and they did win, which is basically pretty much as predicted. So what I want to know is, where are all these people that said that they were going to vote for Reform, and how come Reform did not get more seats? Because they were obviously on schedule for at least 19 seats, or 18 or 19 seats, and they got 13. So what happened to the other 6? Interesting. Anyway, please do feel free to leave your comments down below. We have to wait and see what the Labour are going to be doing. But likewise, I did have a social media post saying, don't be surprised if you receive a migration letter in July, that's now, for ESA, because they're going to push that now through migration to universal credit. And the article was, don't be surprised if you get one in the post, and please do act on it, because if you don't act on it, then your money will stop and basically it'll be stuffed. And it's all down to Labour and obviously Conservatives, but Labour are the ones now going to be pushing this idea. They're not going to change it anyway, despite what they say about, oh, we care about disabled people. They don't care. They do not care. Anyway, that is today, Friday, the 5th of July. Have a very good day, and I'll catch you later.